What's up, everybody? How's that quarantine treating you? Oh, interesting. We got a whole group of people for gold and silver. Guys, the social media Olympics are democratizing. More and more people get to win. Everyone gets a participation trophy. Brining. What is Edward in the middle? What does brining mean? Help me understand that. Hangry mustache. That's a great name. What up, BC Canada? Hey, KA153, your mental health is rapidly declining because of the quarantine. I totally can understand what you are talking about, darling. Or, might not be darling. Well, I'll call you darling either way, actually. Yeah, this is really, really nutty, right? It's so nutty. And it's very difficult to wrap your head around even what's happening, let alone how to prepare for it if you don't know what's happening and how serious is it and how serious is it. I mean, like, I feel like basically the whole world, for the most part, outside of China, had no idea what was coming. And so we're all, in this kind of a bit of shock, a bit of fear. But man, let's keep lifting up, and whether you're a praying person or not, if you just want to put out, good energy or whatever it is that you do, but for all of those medical workers everywhere, all over the world, who are quite literally, by the way, putting their lives on the line. I mean, they're going into virus-laden areas and doing all the things they need to do to keep as many people alive as possible. I mean, it is massively heroic. It's incredible. So pray for these people. Love those people if you are near them and you know them. Send love even if you don't. Well, but as far as mental health is concerned, I mean, I think, try to do this. Try to, first of all, I mean, I find the things that are outside of my control, I can have a lot more peace about. It's the things I have control over that I worry about, thinking that I may screw it up, which is also not true. If you're worrying about, about things in your life that you feel like you have screwed up and somehow you failed that part of your life or whatever, then that's just simply not true. So remember that. And then in the middle of this, as you feel trapped and afraid or having a hard time spending time with yourself, I've had a really hard time spending time with myself in my life. A very difficult time, because I didn't like myself. I didn't love myself. I didn't know that I didn't, but I didn't. Because I wasn't taught or conditioned or programmed to do that very well or healthily. You got to let it go, buddy. If you want me to throw it, you got to let it go. Let it. All right, we're done. Ugh. No, you could have given it to me. I can't reach it now. That's on you, bro. He wants to play catch, and he'll bring you the stick, and then you go to grab it, and then he just got to play tug of war every single time. It's like, dude, you're not acting in your own best interest. I don't know how to deal. So anyway, I think that it's madly important to give yourself a break and know that literally the universe is giving you a break. Let me rephrase that. Right now, the whole world is being told to stop. And some of the people that are being affected by this are in dire straits. And not just their bodies, not just physically, like even economically speaking, like where are we all going to go from this? And we have got to work together in order to find the new world on the other side of this. Because there will be a new version of this world, whether we like it or not. This is going to absolutely change so many fundamental things about how we do life in every country and how we do life globally. And I think there's a lot of good that's going to come out of that. I pray and I hope and I believe there's going to be a lot of good that comes out of that. So if you are finding yourself in this moment right now and you are feeling fearful, I see you, I understand, I totally understand. And all I can say is I am praying for you, I am believing for all of us that you will be okay, that I will be okay, that we will be okay. When all is said and done, we will be okay, and we will be better than okay. We will have learned, and therefore we will have grown. We will be wiser on the other side of this. We will value things that are valuable more on the other side of this, like time with people that you love, like the quality of the food that you put in your body, particularly when your options are so limited now. I mean, all of the things that we can learn. Bill Gates just wrote something recently. I'll post that later, but it was like 15 points about how this is a gnarly time. I mean, I'm paraphrasing here, but how this is all a gnarly time, but there are going to be really good things that come from this. And I've been saying that. I agree. But we have to be willing to receive it as a lesson. And that can be a very sad lesson. A lot of lessons are very difficult. They are very difficult. So anyway, so if you're feeling that your mental health is declining in this, know that you are not alone. Number one, you are completely not alone in that. Everyone is being challenged right now. But I think if you can reassess it, just look at it from a slightly different angle, know that it is a good challenge. And if you are really getting stuck, guess what? Almost everyone in the world is available to talk to right now. I mean, legitimately, right? Like, what are people doing other than being quarantined in their homes? So if you need help, call somebody, talk to somebody, FaceTime with them. It's incredible that we can do this right now. Reach out to people and tell them, hey, I'm struggling right now. I need to have some kind of interaction because my mental or emotional health is dwindling. And by the way, please try and do something physical in your day. This isn't a race to be life. This world, this society should not be a race to see who's the best looking. It should be a race. It should be a journey, a marathon for all of us to be our healthiest and strongest self. And you can still do that within the confines of your own home. Just there are plenty of things you can look up right now that are just body weight exercises that will challenge you even slightly, that will get your heart rate going and get a little sweat on and get your body moving. It's important. It's very important, particularly in times like this, because your body moving is so much of what creates the dopamines and serotonins and things that motivate you and keep you okay mentally and emotionally. So do that. Try to eat as healthy as you can. Try to move as much as you can. Prayer and meditation. I say this all the time: prayer and meditation, prayer and meditation, prayer and meditation. Both of them, if you can swing both, if you're into both, or one or the other, or whatever, just go be quiet. Like, now is a great time for all of us to take away. I really believe in us. I think we can do it. I think we just got to actually fucking love ourselves and each other. What a novel idea. And not just think other people are assholes because they disagree with you or they don't know any better. We shame, the way that we shame. I'm so guilty of doing this and plenty of times in my life. And I go, what are you doing? Like, that person doesn't know. They don't know. They had a completely different life, learned a completely different way of living. And they're on another side of a chasm. And instead of trying to build the bridge between and be like, hey, let's talk about this, you're just shooting arrows from the other side of the chasm, just hoping you're going to get them. Like, fuck, it's so sad. It's so sad. It's so sad. Look at where we are. Yes, we do need to love ourselves first. Absolutely. For through loving yourself, you will understand far better how to love others. Not just understand how, but be capable of loving others well, I think. I get judged a lot. Boogaloo, I get judged a lot too. Throughout my life, I'm sure we all do. But by the way, let me also say, since we're talking about it, I think that there's a lot that we can learn about when we are feeling judged. Ask yourself, are you judging you and projecting that onto somebody else? Because sometimes that is absolutely what's going on. We are not happy with ourselves. We don't like ourselves in a particular corner of our heart or mind or body or whatever that is. And we're subconsciously or even consciously judging ourselves. And so then we assume that other people that we meet are judging us just as harshly, if not more, or whatever. I'm guilty of doing that 100%. Creating entire narratives of, I think this person hates me because of this, that, or the other, because of, certain ways that I did, unbeknownst to me, was feeling about myself. Shocker. So, I don't know, maybe, give that some thought. Sit with that. That's a good thing to sit with and ask yourself. Me encantas, que hermoso estás. I don't know exactly what that meant. I don't know what that means. Mi español es así. Hi! Jenspur. Hi! Hola desde Paraguay. Breckenmeyer. Oh man, I love you. Ik liebe dich, Brecken. Where are you? Are you in Los Angeles? How's everybody out there in LA? How's Sethy boy? I should just... I gotta FaceTime some more folks, I think. What's up, bud? You wanna... I know, you wanna play fetch, but it's not gonna happen. It's just not gonna happen. Hola from Chile? I think you meant Chile, but I could be wrong. Everyone loves Brecken. That should be... Oh, can we make a sitcom, Brecken? It's called Everyone Loves Brecken. Tuesdays on Uzi. Of course Sarah remembers Chuck after the kiss. I mean, I can't imagine a world where that would be tolerated otherwise. There would be riots. I would lead them. It wouldn't be fair. The breed of dog is a blue heeler, Queensland heeler, for the most part, but he's also got bits and pieces like German Shepherd and Collie and stuff in him. Hello, Germany. Hello, UK. Hello, New Zealand. Horrible New Zealand accent. What was that? People still hiking in crowds here in Thousand Oaks? Hey, guys! Oh, man. No. I'm not playing catch with you right now. Or fetch with you. Catch or fetch. I'm not playing. Guys, can we have a real serious talk right now? Here's the deal. Let's say this thing is way blown out of proportion, which I don't think that it is, but let's say it is. Is it so hard to just all band together to hold tight for 14 days until the major part of what this is could just wave by us and be subtle and not overwhelm our hospitals? Because I understand that none of us really took this as seriously as we should have, but there's enough information right now that's telling us it is far more wise to just sit down and chill out. And by the way, I understand that I am incredibly privileged to be saying that right now because I happen to live on a big space. I am very, very well of that. Very well aware of that. But nonetheless, we can't be going out and hanging out in groups of people. We have no idea if we're carrying it. You could be literally carrying it asymptomatically for 2 weeks and not know it and get more people infected and they won't know it for a week and so on and so on. It's just exponentially multiplying and multiplying and multiplying and nobody even knows. Guys, we've got to... I know this sucks. This is not the way that this stuff hopefully should go. We should be more prepared for this stuff. The whole world shouldn't have to grind to a complete halt and all of our futures be held in the balance. I am in agreement. This is not the ideal way to handle this, but this is the way we have to handle this, at least at this point. That's all I can say. I implore you, I encourage you, I beg you, please stay at home as much as you can. As much as you can. And again, there's no judgment here. If you feel like you absolutely have to get up and get out and go on that hike, God be with you. You know what I'm saying? But to do it in big groups or being near people like that are all going away to other areas, if you want to go be with a big group, go quarantine together. Literally. Just be like, we're good. We're not leaving this place and we're not bringing any, you know what I mean? Like, go do that. Anyway, sorry. I don't want to rant too hard on that. I'm not living anybody else's life. I'm only living mine. Hello, Iran. I mean, literally, I went to Walgreens to go pick up some medicine the other day. I was terrified. I shouldn't laugh about that, but I mean, it was, you know, like a week prior, I was like, whatever. And then I'm walking around in Walgreens thinking, I don't know, like I went to go get the cart, because I was picking up some like LaCroix and stuff as well. I went to get the cart, and as soon as my hands touched the cart handle, my mind's going, you didn't bring sanitizer with you. Now you're going to touch this. Then you're going to touch these LaCroix. Then you're going to go and touch your phone to use your Apple Pay and then touch the card handle. And then you're touching the ship. I'm like, oh my God. And literally, legitimately, anybody could have, not knowing that they were carrying it, could have been touching that cart or those LaCroix. I'm just saying. This stuff can live on like hard surfaces for 3 days. Like, it's crazy. I know it's crazy. Yeah, see, Italy knows. Italy just is going through this still right now. China's just starting to come out of it right now. I told you I'm not. I can't even reach that. If you want to give it to me, right here. Put it in my hand. Put it in my hand. Drop. Good boy. All right. Look at that. This kid's starting to learn something. Hi-oh. Man, he's a good-looking dog. I am forever indebted to my friend Mel for introducing me to Blue. Let go. Good. Yeah, see, he's learning. He's getting there. What else we got, guys? Drop. All right, we're done. Now we're done. Oh, actually, that's a good way to get like a free swing out of my little swing here. He just pulls me a little bit, and I let go, and I get a little swing out of it. We kind of do have the same color hair. It's weird, right? Kind of the dark with the silver. Kind of makes us bluish. I don't know. I know he wants to play. He wants to play incessantly. You can't satiate this dog's desire for play. It's impossible. He will play fetch until he exhausts himself, dehydrated, like as if he were crawling through a desert, and he won't stop. He'll just keep going. It's like, drink, have a drink of water. You know what I mean? Hydrate. What are you doing? We need like doggy Gatorade. Let's make that, but like healthy. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? I know those are most dogs. I'm just saying this is one of those dogs. I'm not saying he's special, that he is incessantly wishing to play. He just is one of those dogs who is. I agree dogs are better than cats. I do agree that. I don't think that... No, I'm not naked. No. Or am... No, I'm not. Pau de queijo. Pau de queijo. I still can't pronounce it. Pau de queijo. I love those little cheesy bready bites in Brazil. They're so good. Horses are better. I mean, horses are like giant dogs that you can ride, which is kind of better. Which is kind of better in some ways. In other ways, not so much. Like, you know, you can't have a horse crawl up on your lap and cuddle with you. You know what I mean? You're not really playing fetch with a horse. They're not often chilling with you on the couch in your house. Some people have taught their horses to do so. Having a Shetland, I imagine, makes it a lot easier to do those things. But guys, I'm so blessed. Look at this. Look at that. Just all the random conversations happening everywhere. It's so funny. Look at that. All right. Where were we? I mean, Texas sunsets, yo. I can't even believe it. If there was another sun right here, it would look like that famous shot on Tatooine in New Hope, you know, when Luke's just kind of looking out, but there's two suns. The sky looks exactly like that right now, just minus one other sun. Or star, I should say. Our star is called the sun. But how am I from Pennsylvania? I'm not from Pennsylvania. I don't know. I have friends from Pennsylvania though. I've had good times in Pennsylvania. Hey, fly! Hey, buddy. What'd you do, buddy? He's so cute. He's such a spaz. He's the spazziest dog. Actually, no, that's not true. Shed, who also lives here, but is not here currently, he is the spazziest dog. He is he's like from another planet, that dog. What's up, by Cairo Bruno? I go by Bartowski now and then. 7 a.m. in Indonesia. Wow. Indo. What's up, Indo? Saludos de México. Hola, México. ¿Cómo está usted? Oh, yeah, I'd totally get another dog. I ultimately want this place to be kind of a bit of an animal sanctuary, to be honest. I want it to be like a farm-to-table type of environment where we're growing all of our own food and completely self-sustaining, but and then along with that, so we'll have like, agricultural animals of some level and farm animals on some level, but then also just like, I don't know, a bunch of dogs, some cats. They're good for stuff. Feral cats running around a ranch taking care of all the rats and mice and other snakes and things like that. Totally down for cats in that nature. I am not a vegetarian. Somebody was just telling me recently about the carnivore diet. Anybody out there done the carnivore diet? I'm tempted to, based on my gut stuff that I've dealt with. Cats are critter catchers. Wow, that's some great alliteration. Cats are critter catchers. Cats are critter catchers. It's also a little bit of tongue twister. Ferrets will too. Yeah, I imagine ferrets will. But ferrets will probably go and steal all of our chicken eggs, I would imagine, which I don't want to happen. Luis Felipe Guerrero. Shut up! That's right, bro. I'm doing real good, CC Love. I'm drinking tequila, guys. I'm telling you, it's either, well, it could be my tea, but it's not. I earned a cup of tequilas. Yeah, your cat brought a rat up the stairs once. I believe that. We had, at one point in our home, when I was growing up, we had like 27 cats. And by 27 cats, I mean we had like 10 adults or so, and then the rest were 3 different litters of kittens from 3 of those adults. It was feline overload. It was gross on so many levels. My mom, they were allowed in the house, but only in the kitchen, which was the least hygienic place for them to come into. You would open up drawers. I shit you not. You would open up drawers in the kitchen. It was kind of this like, it was a sizable kitchen, around like a center island deal. And you would go and you'd open a drawer and there'd be a litter of kittens in there because the mama cat was trying to, put their litter somewhere. But then every time you would discover the litter, the mom, in, mama mode, protective mode, thought she needed to shift them to a new location. So it was like roulette. It was like kitten roulette. Every time you came into the kitchen, if you opened a drawer, you never knew if there was going to be a litter of kittens in there with like the dish rags or the silverware or the bowls. It was so funny. It was so ridiculous. Anyway, I can't remember. But, oh yeah, so we had a lot of adult cats, and some of them were crazy. I think a lot of them were inbred too, because I think like the same dude was like had a litter of kittens with the like mama cat that we had, and then probably impregnated some of those daughters. We're not totally sure, but some of those kittens started coming out a little like, like they were not fully together. I don't think. Lovely cats, but some of them were just kooky, like crazy, and were. You could not domesticate them. They were fluffy and beautiful, but were just wink, like they would attack out of nowhere. They wanted to be the predator that they were built to be, and they would. Moo Cat. Oh yeah, man. She was like Predator from the movie, like, you know, the OG one, the OG Predator movie, like that, like, you know, like have that clicking kind of deal. It wouldn't surprise me if she had like some laser tracking missile device. Like she would kill everything around, and she broke in through my window. I came into my room, my screen was busted into the room, and there was a dead bird, mangled dead bird, right at the foot of like where the screen was. So she killed a bird and then jumped through my window, busted it in, and left it there for me as a gift. Thanks, Moo Cat. That was so thoughtful. Manchester, UK. Manchester? Flies, gnats. You'd love to get new content from Jeffster. Who wouldn't? All right, anyone with a right mind. I mean, look at this. Look at this red. I don't know if you can see it. It doesn't really do it justice. I mean, look at that. Just burning orb of light. And that cool water tower right next to it. This is so cool. That is so cool. It's just the cutest. All right, what else we got? The weather in Austin is beautiful. This is great. I mean, it's warm in the middle of the day, but it's not like, you know, crazy hot like, you know, July, August necessarily. It's quite nice. Drum got 33. Where in Texas are you? Mosquitoes coming out soon? Yeah, probably. I hate mosquitoes. I hate them. Hola, Mexico City. Yeah, so I'm well aware that the kingdom in the Tangled mythos is the kingdom of Corona. Oh, I am well aware of that, yeah. And you're welcome. It's so nice that I don't dye my hair. Well, I had to dye it for Shazam, because Shazam can't have gray hair. That doesn't make any sense. But I don't mind it. I'm cool with it. I used to hate it when it was just like one or two random grays that would just be there. I was like, what are you doing here? There's not enough of you to warrant you being here. And then, more of it kind of grew in. I was like, okay, cool. Now it's a look. Now it's a Luke. There's a Lewk, Luke. Why do I live in Austin? I live in Austin because, I don't live in Austin proper. I live in the Austin area. But I live in the Austin area because of Austin as a city. In part, I think it's an incredible cultural epicenter, like of like almost every discipline of culture or art or vibe or style you can think of. And it's nestled perfectly within a state that, while, it, like all states, has, its ups and downs, I suppose, is very much about liberty, personal liberty, and the ability for somebody to go and hopefully do big, cool things in the world. And I intend to do that. And I intend to do that in every way, shape, and form I'm capable of, and blessed enough to have the resources to do that. So, and that's what this place is, where I live, what I'm trying to build out here. I don't think I could have built it anywhere else, other than where I am right now. I think. I don't know. I've just been trying to trust God through the whole process, and it's been stuff that has been on my mind and on my heart for a long time. I just want the world to be better. I think we all The good, the bad, and the ugly. Every single person on earth, I don't care who you are, we all deserve this world to be better. And if something can be better, it should be better. And it can be better. We all know it can be better. All of us. We all want it to be better. We want it to be better for us. We want it to be better for our children and their children. We literally all want the same thing. We just need to sit down, be humble, and listen to one another, and be able to express and receive what all of these concerns are. And be gentle with one another, and be patient with one another, and be kind, and speak in facts and data, and not opinion, and not in fear. We need to really be grounded and level together globally and figure out how we can do it, because we can do it. We can totally do it. And I don't think any ounce of that happening is going to come from us demeaning or shaming or judging, looking down upon anyone. We're not going to shame people into being better people. We're not going to hate our way to a better world. It's not going to happen, guys. If you ask yourself, burping during all of this kind of takes away the gravity, I suppose, but ask yourself, deep down, what is most important to you? Is it A, that you and your family and your friends and everyone that you care about live in a better world? Or B, the people that disagree with you don't get to be right? Because if it's B, you're never going to achieve A. It's never going to happen. We've all been trying to do that for a really long time. Well, we're right and they're wrong, and we're not budging, and we're not going to change anything, and they've got to change, and they've got to understand what we're saying, and it doesn't matter that we understand what they're saying because they're wrong anyway. They're crazy, they're evil, they're whatever they are. This is not true, guys. It's just not. People are wrong. Plenty of people are wrong, including you, including me. All of us are wrong about something. Don't think you're not. That's the beginning of humility. To know that you don't know. Not everything. Not even really most things. We know very little. And we're all equally valuable. Every single one of us is equally valuable. You cannot put yourself above anyone in innate, intrinsic value. You can't do that. Some of us may serve the world in bigger, greater, grander purpose, I suppose, but that doesn't make them any more valuable of a meat bag. We're all the same equal valued meat bag. Go be the best meat bag that you can be. Go be humble about the fact that you can get this virus just as easily as anybody else can. Well, no, excuse me. I take that back. Well, no, I don't take that back. Any one of us could be walking around with the virus. Whether or not it makes us symptomatic is a different thing, and immune systems do have something to do with that. But you understand my point. We are all human beings that are all capable of being killed by, on some level, the same thing. Doesn't the color of our skin and the country we grew up in, or the faith that we profess to believe in, none of that changes the fact that COVID-19 is wreaking havoc in your life and your family's life and your country's life. So what does that say? What does that mean? We're all just going to keep being stuck in archaic ways, vestiges of the past, because our forefathers were also gripped with tons of fear and judgment, which is why they've painted so many pictures of how we're supposed to look at other people and other cultures and all of that. And that doesn't mean that we're not still accountable. We're accountable as individuals. We're accountable as societies. We're accountable as cultures. We're accountable as countries. We are accountable. But we also have to understand that some people just don't know better because they were never taught better, because what's been handed down to them for hundreds of years or thousands of years is very different than what's been handed down to us. So, anyway, I'll stop that. I'll stop that rant there, I suppose. Well, who am I kidding? I might circle back to it. Verbose and tangential. That'll be on my gravestone. Yeah, you watch She Loves Me. Yeah, for all those out there, She Loves Me, the Broadway show that I did back in 2016. It's on a service called Broadway HD, that you can go watch it and lots of other Broadway shows and stuff that have been recorded and put up there. And it's a really cool way to, ride out your quarantine. But I love when people discover it or see it again and post about it. It was just an incredible experience to be... Oh, Eric Stone Street! Hey! Oh, I love you too, buddy. You're the best. Just the best. No, I really do. Are you guys out in KC? Are you all hunkered down out there in your pretty piece of land, bub? Religion and science can coexist. Abso-fucking-lutely they can. Not only can they coexist, I think that they will be beneficial to one another if they can sit down and hear one another and be humble to one another. Eric, I assumed you'd be shirtless. Don't you do most of life shirtless? I feel like you only... Oh, you're in LA. Okay. I feel like most of the... of course, you don't post shirtless, but I know you. I don't really. Oh, Shades of Ray. Yeah. Shades of Ray was a fun little flick, too. I was really great. I'm pretty grateful to have done all the things that I've done, It all got me here. No, I cannot say Shazam. Wait a minute. You got me. No, I'm not religious. Well, I suppose that depends on someone's definition, because we all have different definitions for these things, I suppose. But no, I don't fancy myself to be religious. I do believe myself to be deeply spiritual. I don't. Oh man, the bugs are really starting to. The bugs are starting to fly around, get up all on me. Yeah, I would consider myself, and I don't mean this in I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for? Deflective way. I'm not trying to deflect the question by using some other, I'm spiritual. I'll explain what I mean by that. I just think that religion as a whole, is man's extension of a otherwise very deeply spiritual relationship that we have with our Creator. We already have it. You have it. The Creator wants to, I believe, in my humble opinion, that there is a Creator, and that Creator loves you, and that Creator wants to commune with you. It knows you. It's always known you. It is in you. It's in and through you. It's in and through all of this. Like the Force in Star Wars. Way beyond that. So I say I'm spiritual because I deeply believe in that concept. I deeply believe in the interconnectedness of all of us and our Creator and the author of all of this, that gives not just life to all of it, but the actual purpose to all of it. So, yeah. And I grew up in a, not a traditional Christian home, but a deeply spiritual Christian home, and still hold on to various tenets and lessons and wisdoms that I think are that the Bible is chock full of. But I also have a lot of other opinions about Christianity and where it started and then what it became and now what it is today, what modern Christianity kind of represents today, and some of the things that I just don't agree with. Not even just today, but just kind of throughout. I don't know. I think it became the religion on top of a spiritual relationship and connection with your Creator that was enough. And we've put all these trappings on top of it, like almost barriers between us and our Creator. Like you have to, like in Catholicism, you have to speak to a priest, essentially. I mean, you're allowed to talk to God, you pray to God, but like, going to confession and talking about your sins and all, like it's like they're an intercessor for you. And again, I'm not throwing any kind of judgment or throwing any shade at any of my Catholic fans or friends. I have deep Catholic roots within my own family, and I love the reverence that a lot of the Catholics that I know have for their Creator. But I don't agree with that. I don't believe that there should be any kind of checkpoints that we need to go to in order to get to God. That doesn't make any sense. And I also don't think that you have to go to church in order to commune with God. I think church is a beautiful thing, but the church is the people. It's not the building. That's also been completely misconstrued as well. The church is the actual people that inhabit any building. It doesn't need to have a steeple. It doesn't need to have an organ. It doesn't need to have pews. You are the church. We are the church. We are, whether we know it or not, by the way. I don't even think that term applies to people to only people that characterize themselves as being Christians. I genuinely don't. Because I don't think God is sitting up there doing that. The way that we think that Jesus in the parable of like talking about like splitting the sheep from the goats and the wheat from the chaff and all that stuff, we think that's Christians and non-Christians. I'm sorry, I don't believe that at all. And in fact, he even even though he's talking to the Jews in those the Sadducees and Pharisees or whatever, was talking to them in those moments, and he says not even all that are mine are from you, right? Now, that wasn't just splitting up Jews and Christians. That was saying, I don't think that has anything to do with Christianity. I don't. I think that there are people who have never understood Christianity, will never say the magic words, but they are absolutely infused with God. They are absolutely doing good things in this world. They are absolutely humble of heart. And they put their trust in this Creator, and they are being used in great ways. So God will do whatever God wants to do. Let's I think remember that, if you believe in that concept. And if you don't, that's fine too. I don't know. The universe will do what the universe wants to do. However you want to label that, I believe it wholeheartedly that is the case. And I think we have put a lot of things on top of what was otherwise a really not easy, but simple relationship of trust. Simply trust. And it's not just simple trust anymore. It hasn't been for a long time. It's been, you put your left foot in, you put your left foot out, you put your left foot in, then you shake it all about, and religion's the hokey pokey, guys. And it's not what it's all about. That's all I can say. And you can quote me. But Jesus is my homeboy. I'm totes my goats. Oh, you know what? And somebody was asking me the other day, or I actually, Tim Tam, I think you had said this on Twitter or something. And other people have asked me, like, what do you mean when you say your Christianity, like your religion, your Christianity is more, nowadays it's more Buddhist than Baptist, because it's a little confusing, and I suppose it is a little confusing. So let me just make that clear. I'm not necessarily saying I am a Buddhist, although I'm not necessarily saying I'm not a Buddhist. You can be a Christian and a Buddhist. Buddhism is not a religion so much as it is a practice of acceptance, by the way. I mean, that's kind of the baseline of of Buddhism. There are other things, of course, and by the way, a lot of things I don't know anything about. I'm not even super learned on the subject, but I know that it's a matter of identifying the fact that we are in a constant state of not being content and not happy because we are either in pain or in a situation that we don't like and we want it to stop, or we are in a situation that is joyful or a situation we do like and we don't want it to end. And so we're never just accepting what it is that's in front of us right then, and our mind will always be full of anxieties or stresses even when we should be enjoying it or having the fortitude to get through the hard stuff. If you are trusting more and you are accepting more, the hard stuff becomes less hard and the joyous stuff becomes even more joyous because you're not being pulled away from it in your anxieties. So that, to me, applies directly to what a lot of the Bible or Christ talked about. Trusting. Not a day of life is added to a person's life through worry. That worry will not get you more of what you want. And it certainly won't make the shitty stuff feel any less bad. Consider the lilies of the field. They do not toil, they do not sow, they do not toil. Oh man, it's been a minute since I've quoted some of this stuff, but you understand what I'm saying. His eyes are on the sparrow, y'all. So to be able to trust, that's deep acceptance. Trust. Deep acceptance, and humility to that, and knowing that even if we don't live the life that we think we were supposed to live, that we lived a life that was still used in the way that it was meant to be used in. And we are but a piece in all of this. We are little teeny, imagine a mosaic that's infinitely large. Infinitely. So how infinitely small would each one of us have to be a little piece in that mosaic? And that mosaic is unbelievable. It's the most beautiful. It's perfect in every way. It is our existence and every reality within our existence. It is everything. And it's authored and it's created, I believe, wholeheartedly. And it doesn't make a lot of sense to us because we are infinitesimally, that's not a word, but you know what I'm saying? Infinitesimally? Infinitely teeny. So what the hell do you think you know? What do any of us really know? Except that we know what we feel. We know that when we are loving ourselves and we are loving each other, which is very Jesus, which is very spiritual Christianity, then that's good. You know that's good. You know it feels right. You know it feels right to hold somebody when they're struggling. You know it feels right to be held when you are struggling. To clothe those with no clothes, to feed those with no food, to put a roof over the heads of those who have no roof over their heads. To love anyone and everyone simply because they are. They are. You are loved because you are. We are loved because we are. And we are together. Whether we like it or not, we are together. Anyway. All right, well, I'm losing my light. And I've probably been doing this a little while now, so. Wow. Any other questions? Am I excited about Easter? No, but partly because not that Easter is not going to happen from a calendar standpoint, but it's not going to happen from like a celebratory standpoint, and at least not in a traditional way. I actually think it's going to be pretty interesting and fun to see how creative people get when they're still quarantined, if we're still quarantined when Easter happens. I don't think that we should be out celebrating Easter, guys. And I don't, and let me say this again. I do not think we should be out and celebrating Easter. You don't need to go out to celebrate Easter. If you are a Christian, you can celebrate Easter from the comfort of your own home. You can absolutely, in fact, it'll be special. You can do it with your kids. You can hide Easter eggs around the house or your backyard or whatever you need to do. But we don't, God is not going to be upset if we don't go congregate to do an Easter service. God's cool with that. And for everybody else, eat some chocolate in your house. Like it's fine. We're fine. We don't need, also, and I know this is a little controversial and not everybody agrees with me on this stuff, but I'm all for remembrance. I'm all for memorial. I'm all for us remembering things and events and remembering history and reflecting on that history and growing from that history and celebrating concepts like being thankful or grateful or all of these things. We need to do this all the time. I don't think we need holidays as they are currently constructed to do that. I don't think we do. I think we all need to take a really hard, long look at what we've allowed them all to become, because they're just massive marketing schemes selling you a bunch of shit that you don't need, guys. It's I hate to say it. I don't hate to say it, but I know that flies in the face of a lot of conventional thinking. And look, there's a lot of people who have been saying this stuff for a long time. So I'm not saying, oh, this is so groundbreaking. I agree with those people who have been saying it for a long time. It's not necessarily good for us. It's not. We don't have enough money to keep living these lives that we think we need to live. We just don't. We can't all, like, one of the things that people who are, very successful, I think, forget is, while yes, maybe anyone can or has the ability or potential to become as successful as them, it's physically impossible for everyone in the world to be as successful as them. There's not enough resource and money for everyone to have billions of dollars. It's just not, that doesn't work at all, right? So I think we need to, well, I don't know. I'm losing the light here, and I don't want to get too crazy with this stuff, but we need to reassess all this stuff. We need to reassess all of it. And I think holidays and the way that we do them right now, we need to do that too, because they've become far less about our actual family or society or being thankful or grateful or loving or those types of things, and far more about how many cards do you need to buy for everybody? How many house decorations do you need to buy to spruce your place up? How many more things can be branded and sold to you simply for these moments? How many presents do you feel obligated to buy for everyone in your family or the friends that are closest to you? And people go, oh, no, but I love it. I go, I'm not saying there's not something great about that, but why do we have to do it that day? Why can't we be giving people gifts all year long when it's the right time for them, for whatever it is? Why don't you just see a thing and go, oh man, you know what? I know that so-and-so would love this. I'm just going to get it to him now. I'm not going to hold this gift hostage until December. Like, what does that even mean? All right. Okay, now I'm really done. Loving you all, sending you all big, 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 big love and light. Please stay safe and sane. I might jump on later too. I don't know. It's only 8 right now, but that's all. That's all, folks.